Welcome to another episode of the Easy to Solve Mysteries podcast talk show, where we discuss all the fun and crazy topics that you love, brought to you by WeRate.Stream. Today, we're diving headfirst into, well, a world of intrigue, brain teasers, and those incredibly satisfying aha moments. You know, the ones where everything just clicks into place. We're talking about lateral thinking puzzles.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've gathered a fascinating collection of notes and a specific mystery story.
Our goal is to really understand how these puzzles are put together, how they're designed to challenge our assumptions, and most importantly, how to systematically break them down and solve them.
Absolutely. Our mission today is to pull out the core ideas behind lateral thinking, unravel a particularly curious puzzle, and hopefully equip you, our listener, with strategies to tackle similar challenges, whether it's just a game or, a real-world problem. So let's start there. What exactly are lateral thinking puzzles?
Okay. At their core, they're basically short, interactive mysteries, or brain teasers. Right, you sometimes hear them called yes-no puzzles or situation puzzles.
Because that's pretty much how they work. The main objective is always the same. You get this unusual scenario, and your job is to figure out what is truly going on.
It's like peeling back layers, isn't it? Until you hit that one single satisfying answer that makes it all make sense.
That's the aha
Yeah.
moment, the thing we're all chasing.
Yeah.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how these puzzles are designed specifically to challenge our initial assumptions. We're so used to thinking in straight lines, linear, logical ways. But these puzzles deliberately push us to look beyond the obvious. And that's what makes that aha moment feel so good. It's like breaking free from your usual thinking patterns.
Okay, so we know what they are. How do you actually engage with them? Like, how do you play?
Well, there are a couple of common ways. You can play with others or try them on your own.
Right. Most often, it seems like they're a group thing, yeah. Usually, at least two people involved.
Typically, yes. You have one person who's the case master.
Okay.
They read the puzzle out loud, they know the solution, but they keep it totally secret.
And everyone else?
Everyone else becomes a detective.
Got it. So the detectives then ask questions.
Exactly. They take turns asking yes or no questions to the case master.
And the case master can only say what?
Just yes, no, or doesn't matter. Pretty limited.
Okay.
Although sometimes, if your question is based on a wrong idea, a false assumption, the case master might tell you to rephrase it.
And that's a big hint, right? Like, you're barking up the wrong tree with that assumption.
Precisely. It's a sign you need to rethink the premise of your question. And, if the detectives get really, really stuck, the case master can offer a clue to nudge them along.
And winning isn't about reciting the whole story back.
No, not usually. It's about figuring out the key piece, the core element that explains the whole puzzling situation.
Okay, that makes sense. But what if you're alone? Can you still tackle these?
You definitely can. Many puzzle books, for example, have a clues section.
Ah, so that acts like your guide instead of a case master.
Right. The goal is still the same.
Yeah.
Develop a solution that fits all the facts, all the constraints, and incorporates the clues you look at.
And I've seen some puzzles with pictures, visual clues. Are those good for solo play?
Yeah, those can be particularly good for solving by yourself, definitely.
Stepping back a bit, this whole interactive process, it's really about actively digging into the problem, isn't it? Not just passively receiving it.
Absolutely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it mirrors real-world problem solving. Whether you're in a group brainstorming or working through something alone, these puzzles force you to probe, test ideas, and crucially, adapt your thinking based on the feedback you get.
Like yes, no, or rephrase.
Exactly. It's a fantastic workout for dynamic thinking.
Okay, so now we know what they are and how to play. Let's get into the good stuff. The detective's toolkit, the strategies for actually solving these things.
Right. Here's where it gets really practical.
The first one, you mentioned assumptions already, challenging them.
Yes. This is, it's probably the most crucial rule. You absolutely have to discard all assumptions unless they are explicitly stated in the puzzle itself.
Nothing extra.
Nothing extra. Yeah. And that rephrase the question response we talked about.
Yeah.
That's often a giant flashing sign. It means you've built your question on an assumption that just isn't true in the world of the puzzle.
Got it. So, challenge assumptions first. What's next?
Next, try to go from broad to specific with your questions.
Don't jump straight to the tiny details.
Exactly. Start big picture.
Yeah.
Ask things like, is the location important? Is anyone else involved? Maybe even, could this happen to me? General stuff.
Okay.
Once you get some yes or no answers to those, then you can start narrowing down, focusing on the specifics that seem relevant.
Makes sense. What else is in the toolkit?
Think about the 5 senses.
Sight, sound, touch, taste, smell.
Yep. Ask questions related to what someone in the scenario might see, hear, touch, and so on. But also, and this is really important, consider what should have been perceived but apparently wasn't.
Ah, the absence of something? Like, why didn't they hear the gunshot? Or something like that.
Precisely. Sometimes what's missing is the biggest clue.
Okay, senses. What else?
And then there's the classic journalistic tool, the 5 W's and 1 H.
Who, what, when, why, how, where.
Asking these fundamental questions helps make sure you're covering all the bases, building a complete picture of the situation.
Right. And I guess as you get answers, some details might seem unimportant.
Exactly. You'll start to identify red herrings.
Distractions.
Yep. Details thrown in maybe to mislead you or just muddy the waters. Your job is to spot them, set them aside, and focus your questioning on what really matters.
Okay, and finally, the namesake. Lateral thinking itself. The outside-the-box part.
That's it. When the obvious paths, the straightforward explanations, are all ruled out by those no answers. You have to get creative. You have to think lateral. These puzzles are often designed to trick you, to make you follow a conventional path when the real answer is something quite unexpected, even weird.
And those illustrations you sometimes see in, like, 1-minute mystery books.
Right. Be a bit careful with those. They often depict funny but incorrect assumptions. They're usually part of the entertainment, not necessarily a direct clue to the actual solution.
Good to know. So don't take the picture too literally.
Generally, yeah. It's more about the text.
You know, listening to all these strategies, it makes you think, doesn't it?
How so?
Like, how often do we do this in real life? Make assumptions that block us?
It really raises that question, doesn't it? How often in our daily lives do we make assumptions that completely hinder our understanding or stop us seeing a really simple solution that's staring us in the face?
Yeah.
These puzzle strategies, they're not just for games. They are fundamental critical thinking skills. Questioning, exploring, keeping an open mind. It's vital, especially now with so much information coming at us.
Okay, I feel like we're armed and ready now. Let's put this toolkit to the test.
Let's do it.
Let's turn to the specific mystery from our source material. The case of the curiously clean coffee cup.
Ah, classic.
So get your detective hats on, everyone listening. Here's a setup. Detective Inspector Eleanor Vance arrives at this opulent home. Belongs to a famous author, Mr. Silas Blackwood.
Okay.
Blackwood, usually calm, is pacing. He's agitated. He tells Vance his most treasured possession is gone, vanished. It's the Golden Quill, the actual pen he used to sign his first bestseller contract.
Oh, wow. Sentimental value and probably actual value.
Right. He gestures dramatically to his desk where it normally sits, but it's not there.
And Vance looks around.
She surveys the room, his study. It's meticulously ordered, perfect, except no quill. And here's the thing. No signs of forced entry. Windows are all latched securely from the inside, the only door locked from within.
A locked room mystery.
Exactly. And Blackwood swears he was totally alone in the house. He says he was writing just an hour ago, stepped out for a minute to get fresh tea. Dot comes back, quill gone. And then he adds this one detail, the thing that catches Vance's ear. Yet, oddly, he says, my coffee cup, which I left on the desk, is now sparkling clean.
The clean coffee cup. That feels important.
Vance picks up the gleaming cup, looks thoughtful, and then says calmly, Mr. Blackwood, I believe the mystery of your vanished golden quill and your clean coffee cup are one and the same case, and the solution is far simpler than you imagine.
Chilling. I love it.
So there you have it. A classic 1-minute mystery, a lateral thinking puzzle laid out. You've got the strange scenario, the seemingly impossible conditions. And it's up to us, or you the listener, to challenge those assumptions and think creatively to figure out what really happened.
Exactly. And to help you see how the strategies work, let's kind of walk through the solving process. Imagine we're the case master and you, the listener, are the detective asking the questions.
Okay, lead the way. How would a detective start here?
Well, following our own advice, you'd start broad, right? Trying to establish the key parameters.
So questions like, is the Golden Quill an actual writing instrument?
Yes. Good start. Was it physically stolen by another person?
No, because of the locked room and him being alone.
Right. Is the fact that Mr. Blackwood was alone important?
Yes, definitely.
Is the locked room detail important?
Yes.
And is the coffee cup being clean important?
Yes. Vance hinted as much.
Okay, see? Those first few broad questions already narrow things down dramatically.
Yeah, it points away from outside interference, doesn't it? It has to be something internal, something non-theft related.
Precisely. So now the detective would try to narrow it down further. Maybe ask, does Golden Quill refer to an animal? Like a bird?
No, we already established it's a writing instrument.
Good point. How about, did Mr. Blackwood intentionally move the quill?
The story implies not, so not directly, no.
Correct. Then a critical one. Is the quill still in the room?
Blackwood says it vanished, so no.
No. And now, a key strategy question. Is there a trick related to the properties of the quill itself?
Focusing on the object, and the answer is?
Yes. That's a huge hint. It tells the detective, stop thinking about actions like theft, start thinking about the quill itself.
Okay. This is where the lateral thinking has to really kick in, right? Because the obvious paths are closing.
Exactly. Now, you challenge assumptions hard. A detective might ask, could the Golden Quill be made of some weird material? Something that reacts strangely with coffee?
That feels a bit sci-fi, but worth asking.
No.
No.
But then, a breakthrough question. Is the size or shape of the Golden Quill important?
Ooh, okay. That feels relevant. What's the answer?
Yes. Big yes. This focuses attention right on the physical form. What is a quill pen, really?
Right, it could be slender, maybe small, which leads to the next logical jump. Could the quill have been in the coffee cup?
Yes. A massive yes. Suddenly, that clean cup isn't just a weird detail. It's potentially the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Wow. Okay, so follow that thread. Did the coffee cup contain coffee before it was clean?
It did previously? Yes.
Huh.
Now it's clean.
Did Mr. Blackwood clean the pup while the quill might have been in it?
Yes.
So, did Mr. Blackwood accidentally throw away the quill with the old coffee dregs when he cleaned the cup?
Yes. That's it. You've cracked it.
Amazing. It's hiding in plain sight, disguised as cleanliness.
Exactly. And now for the full aha moment, the complete solution. The Golden Quill wasn't some huge feather pen. It was a very small, slender object, maybe like a modern pen refill or a delicate nib holder. Small enough to sit unnoticed in the bottom of a coffee cup.
Okay.
When Mr. Blackwood stepped out, perhaps he decided to quickly rinse his cup before getting fresh tea. He didn't notice the small quill among the dregs or leftover liquid.
So he just poured it out,
Yeah.
down the sink or into the bin with the coffee glide.
Exactly. He inadvertently poured out the quill, along with the old coffee. The cup became sparkling clean, precisely because he washed it. And in doing so, he accidentally disposed of his most prized possession.
And the locked room, being alone, that just confirms no one else could have taken it. It had to be him, accidentally.
It rules out theft and forces you to look for an alternative explanation, which turns out to be accidental disposal.
Wow. What the clean coffee cup really shows is how a seemingly irrelevant detail, the clean cup, wasn't a distraction at all.
No, it was the key. It was the mechanism of the quill's disappearance. It forces you to ask not just what happened to the quill, but how could the cleaning of the cup cause the quill to vanish?
It's brilliant when it clicks. So simple once you see it. It reminds me of, searching everywhere for your glasses when they're on top of your head.
That's a perfect analogy. It's often about overlooking the obvious because you've made an assumption.
So what does this all mean? It's incredible how shedding those assumptions and looking closely at every detail, even the mundane ones like a clean cup, just unlocks the whole thing. The elegance is really satisfying.
It really is.
As we wrap up this deep dive, it leaves us with a thought to ponder, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How often in our own lives do we make those unconscious assumptions? The ones that stop us from seeing simple solutions to problems that seem really complex.
Or maybe even miss crucial details that are right there, literally in front of us, just because we're stuck in one way of thinking. We're not thinking laterally.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful reminder, I think, of the value of critical thinking, of questioning assumptions, not just for fun puzzles, but for actually navigating the world, especially with so much information around us.
Using these detective skills in everyday life.
Definitely. Being more observant, more curious, and just more open to possibilities that aren't immediately obvious. It's a useful mindset.
Well, we hope you enjoyed another one of our episodes, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and of course, leave a comment to tell us what you think. See you next time.